only started drinking like this year.
Yeah, I can see that she wants guidance. Yes.
Well, it's not one of those like, oh, I'm trying to tell you what's right and wrong. I'm trying to advise you. It's a learning process because everyone has their own shit. Everyone's different, and it's definitely something that you should drink.
Come on.
And there's one feeling that you should look for. And that feeling you should look for is the slightest. The second that anything feels numb, even the tip of your toes, if they feel numb, that means you're drunk.
Yeah.
You don't need to black out. You just need to drink every minute.
If it's that first time, you need to fucking stop because you're fucking fall down at that point. Yeah.
From the words of Perfect.
There has only been one time that alcoholic actually tasted like water, and that was the first time I ever drank. And that night was fucking bad. Like, I had
From the
5 shots and I blacked out.
From the words of a professional bartender, none of this sounds remotely correct, but I will let you guys live your life.
Well, here's the problem though. If you're a bartender, you're used to seeing basically the general, like, oh, heavyweights and the medium weights. Lightweights don't go to bars.
Oh, lightweights go to bars all the time. I've seen more 21
not to
birthday
get
parties in my life than you've ever.
No. I will say this: they do go to bars, but they don't go to bars for the first couple times drinking.
Usually, you're trying to tell me how I'm a bartender by trade, my good sir. I've seen it all, man.
He had to take the vodka
I'm not
away
doubting
from me,
that. I'm just saying, like,
a bottle of this guy and then just started tipping it back and chugging it.
Yeah, just make sure if you pass out, don't pass out, you know, on your fucking, like, back, because bad shit can happen.
I know a lot of people who get... Oh, and real quick, this is to you and anyone who's listening. I know a lot of people who get drunk, I mean really drunk, including my mother, off of 2 beers. Not even 2 shots, 2 beers.
Yeah.
So, like, I've seen...
Is your mom hot?
What?
Yeah.
I know you are, but, like, Jesus Christ.
That's gross.
Like, low key.
Like a 17-year-old trying to...
I can't even think about that. My answer will be no. My answer will be no. My answer will be no. Pure at the end.
Come on.
I mean, Shiny's pretty hot, so he's gotta have some pretty good-looking parents.
Exactly. Yeah, it could be your dad. Yeah.
Let me just say this: I got my dad looks, but I got my mom's hair. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Is this?
Yeah. By the way, by the time my dad was my age, he already had gray hair. I'm still rocking brown hair.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Okay.
How old are you again?
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
How old are you?
How old are you, bitch?
What's up?
How old are you, bitch?
Well, if you're gonna ask, you gotta say it first.
I'm 19.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I'm 21.
Yo, you old as hell.
You think so, Sam?
I turned 22 this year, and I still think I'm young.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still young.
Hey,
Like, the second I hit... real quick.
Like, what?
I was about to say this. I think this...
Damn. You know people I know that are like fucking 90 easily? I know a fucking guy that's like related to my... Well, no, he's not related. He's married to one of my aunties. And he actually was one of the first paratroopers in World War II. Native American.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I knew people who are 108 years old. Actually, My great grandmother on my mom's side was got 212 years old.
Damn,
But-
dude. Yeah, that's a goal.
Oh yeah, no, her name was Big Mama, cause she was
Hey.
fucking old.
She a MILF or
What?
what? I said, is she cool or what?
No, you said is she a MILF or what?
Maybe. I don't know. Did I? What did I say?
No, I'm not that fucked up.
No, I'm just fucking.
I'm pretty sure I saw what I saw, and I just fucking heard what I heard.
No, you did hear, yeah. But I'm just saying, I've never been with an older chick. I've only been with younger chicks, dude. So the older is unknown to me. It's fucked. I want to know.
I don't know. In my opinion, after 50,
I don't have one.
after 50 years of
you
age,
have been watching me this whole fucking time. What is your deal, dude? Do you just enjoy this? That's understandable.
I had nothing better to do, so yeah.
Oh, okay,
Fair enough.
you're good, Jim. Just stay there. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, you heard exactly what you heard.
I know I did. That's why I was like, no, hold the fuck up.
No, hold up, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but in my opinion, 25 to 30 is when you start your middle ages. 45 to 50 is when you end your middle ages and you start heading into your late stages of mentality of life.
Yeah. That's what I was like, I mean, if I was ever to have kids, it would be around 30. Just because, like, at that point, I've lived my life. I traveled.
And by the time you hit 30, you've done basically most of the dumb shit you could do.
Exactly, yeah. Perfect time to raise a kid. Because then you can tell them, don't do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to tell them to do that. In a way, it's not so much you tell them, don't do this. It's tell them how to do it.
How you go about it. Well, yeah, exactly. It's how you go about it. It's not just like, you do this and you don't do that. It's more so like, hey, if you want to have a better time, you can do this. Rather than that.
For
because
instance,
if you do that, you'll have a time.
I will
you end up with a
tell
fucking
my
meth
kid,
dealer.
when I have, if I have a kid, I will tell them, in between the ages of 15 to 18, or actually, no, 16 to 18, if you want to sneak something, be it alcohol, like if you want to sneak some alcohol, wait till you're around 18. 21's legal, but wait till you're around 18, and then you can have some, but you're not allowed to just grab something and chug it, because it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Because if you're 18, or if you're close to 18, not even 18, you grab the bottle thinking, oh, this is gonna be fun. You don't know the dangers behind it. Weed?
Like cannabis, weed.
Oh no.
Like anything in that department. Like what's that?
If you're 18, I think you should freely smoke whatever the fuck you. Like, I don't agree with nicotine, but like I smoke nicotine, I smoke weed, but like in my opinion, everything is good in the right amount.
I agree with that.
If you abuse something, or if you're not sure on how much you should use and you accidentally use too much, that's the problem. That's why instead of telling someone not to do something, you tell them either how to do it, or
better, in my opinion,
like in my opinion, it's better to teach someone what's the right amount versus what's right and wrong. Because everything in moderation is good for you, and everything out of moderation, even medicine, can kill you.
I was gonna say, like, that's my thing too. When I first took edibles, I don't know if I told you this, but I ended up taking half the bottle. And I woke up the next morning and my YouTube playing in slow motion because I was listening to music in slow motion and listening to the tunes and shit. And
that's fine.
Well, I mean, if that kid was gonna do that, I'd be very worried.
I will say this. I will say this: not for your first time, but like
That was
if
my
you're
absolute first
if
time.
you're used to it, that's fine. But for your
Well,
first time, it should be
yeah.
like
See, that's
same
actually what I
same with
learned.
alcohol. Hold on, same
Hmm.
with alcohol, weed, and I'm not gonna lie, any type of drug. Actually, take that back. There's some drugs, and I'm gonna sound like a fucking hippie real quick.
Mm.
There, the war on drugs is the war on the wrong drugs, because there's
Yeah,
some
man.
drugs that are completely bad, like
Yeah.
heroin. You know, meth,
Yeah.
no, coke.
Mm.
No. Yeah.
Coke is
Yeah.
Coke is like an 80% no. Meth and heroin are 100% no. Coke is like an 80% no. And then there's a bunch of drugs that I personally am like, in the right amount is just as bad as alcohol.
Yeah.
In the right amount. And it's just one of those. It's if my kid, because I know for a fact they're gonna find ways to do shit.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
I'm telling them
Air
what's right
duster,
and wrong.
me, Slip, and one of my other friends, air duster. We got fucked up on that shit, and that was our first shit.
Look,
Yeah.
don't get me started on hippie crack.
Oh no! And it wasn't just air duster too. It was Axe fucking body spray. We put like a fucking
Okay, I
shirt
never-
around it,
okay,
wrapped multiple times.
I will say
yeah,
this.
that's how fucked we were, dude. Yeah.
I will say
I'm gonna
this.
be like
I will
telling
say
my
this.
kid, don't be doing that shit. So.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The most fucked part, because I have like 16 stories of the most fucked I've ever been, not alcohol, was acid, Molly,
Yeah.
DMT, and nitrous oxide.
Okay. Go hard right out of the gate. Yeah, okay, damn, son. Okay, yeah. No bueno.
Yeah,
no me.
let me say this. I'll tell you the exact amount I was on. I was on 2.5 tabs of acid at 100 mics each. So 250 mics of acid, 2 points of Molly, so 0.2 grams of Molly.
Wait, hold up. Is this for you? These are your first times with these, right? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
this is not my first times. Not my first times.
Okay. Fuck. I was
My
like...
first time. No, my first times on these was my first times on these was about, I want to say 150 mics of acid and 1 point of Molly. That was my first time outside of weed. Weed I don't count in that group because that's an entire different fucking thing.
Yeah.
But that was my first time. I was saying one of the 16 most fucked up times I've ever been in, because it's kind of hard to compare because different shit gets you fucked up in different ways. But,
yeah.
250 mics of acid, 0.2 grams, so 2 points of Molly or MDMA. I want to say 3 grams of DMT. And here's the thing, I didn't measure it, but the person who does measure it, the person who did measure it was one of the people who does it normally. So he normally ups itself up, and then like he poured it on there.
Yeah.
Well, no, he knew what he was doing, but he also, I heard him mumbling to himself, and as he was mumbling, he was like, "It's about one person's worth," and like that's in HID terms. So someone that does it in HID terms was one person's worth.
Yeah.
And then he doubled it.
No! Oh no! Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
And I was on my friend's roof at the time. And
yeah,
this
that
is
sounds like something that might happen. Yeah.
Well, no. Here's the funny thing, though. It was my friend's mother friend who got on the roof with us. And actually, here's the funny thing. Okay, my friend's mother grows shrooms. Like she's
okay, yeah.
she's part of that. And she's not like a bad part. She's like a no. This is a loving thing. That it's a sharing thing.
Yeah.
I never ask for money. I'll ask for what it takes to cost. That way I can share it and break even. She's that type of hitty.
Nice. That's kind. Honestly.
So this night, the night I'm talking about, there were 600 canisters, like 600 whippets. 600 whippets.
yeah.
For a party. This is a party.
Oh,
600 whippets. I took 2 tabs. I didn't know the mics. I was just like, fuck it. I took 2.5 tabs. I took a tab and a half, and then 5 minutes later took another tab because someone was just like, here.
Yeah.
So I took it. Speaking of which, I'm not gonna lie, I have 5.5 tabs in my room, so I might be able to take one of those and stay the fuck up. So,
but I would recommend you sleeping now, just because
I won't lie. I literally slept until 8 p.m. and it's currently 4 a.m. So I slept for about 8. It's been 8 hours. 8 hours since I woke up.
I know. I've been spending some time at Spixie, and she's on, fucking British time, so our times are completely fucked. So I've been going to sleep.
I'm Eastern.
And waking up, yeah.
Eastern Standard.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Our times are completely fucked, though. Yeah, but yeah. Wait, real quick, before we go on.
What? Funny. I have to finish this one part of the story.
Wait. 3 shots. 1, 3, 2, 1.
3 shots, then I have to finish this story. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And you get half a shot or 1 shot?
No, she's not drinking tonight.
Okay.
I'm not drinking tonight.
All right,
I
let's
took
go.
my medicine, so I can't.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm looking at you, and in my head, I'm thinking, good. You're not drinking tonight. So.
Yeah. If I've already taken my medicine, I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah, no bueno.
That's smart. But I'm also I'm the type of person that's just like, you better fucking not. So.
Well, hey, you telling me that? I'll definitely not now.
Ooh.
Good. And real quick, side note, the biggest reason that the conversation we were having before I finished my story was like, oh, I'm gonna tell my kids do this, don't do that, or do it responsibly, please, because I've done fucking a lot. I've done a lot. There are definitely some things that I will never try. I will never try. And one of them's heroin. We'll never fucking try that. Never. Not in my life.
Don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
We'll never.
That's no.
I'm literally saying, like, if I'm bleeding out on a side of the road, and I'm actually, the way I want to go is this. If I'm literally bleeding out or I'm dying, like, there's a 100%, like, 100% chance of death. Shoot me the fuck up and I'll go peacefully.
Yeah.
That's the only time. Only time.
Yeah. Mercy kill, basically, yeah.
Like, I don't know. That was kind of morbid, but that was also like a boundary. That's like a boundary. That's a boundary.
Well, people that understand how that shit goes, it's understandable, to be honest. Like, to be perfectly honest,
but for people who don't understand that, it sounds morbid as shit.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I could imagine that. Yeah.
But continuing on my story, so I took 2.5 tabs of acid.
Yeah.
I took 2 points of Molly. 15 minutes later, at the party, I got on the roof to like just kind of chill for a minute till everything kicked in. Everything started kicking in 15 minutes later, so 30 minutes total since I took it. Started to hit, started to like have everything good. And I brought my speaker onto the roof, and I sat there for 30 minutes after everything started to hit, to everything started to really kick in, just talking with a friend on the roof.
Yeah.
And like I have the Sony XB41, the fucking Sony speaker that has the lights around it, that lights up.
Yeah. I know.
That's the speaker I had. So we were just up there looking at the starry night sky, having fun, talking, listening to music, getting fucked up, but slowly fucked up enough to the point where we're still fucking talking. Next thing I know, I hear, "Can you help me?" I walk over to the side of the roof and I look down. It's just someone's trying to climb the tree with a rig and a container.
Yeah.
And I go,
wait.
"Pass me those. I don't want you to break those." I pick him up. He gets onto the roof. I give him back to him, and he goes, I heard someone wanted these." I was like, "What is it?" He goes, it's a DMT. I go, I'm gonna be honest. No one up here wanted some, but I will take some.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, I will never search for DMT, but if it lands up in front of me,
you gotta dig into some of that.
It's one of those things where it's like, DMT is a drug.
Yeah.
Where you don't openly go to look for it. You wait for it to come to you.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was just like, it's not something you look for. It's not something you search. Spiritually, the hippies believe if you need it, it will appear.
Yeah.
And I was honest. I was like, I didn't ask for it, and he didn't. He doesn't know about this, but I will take some if you have some.
Yeah.
And so he walked me over, or we walked back over to the top of the roof because I basically laid my if this is the roof, I laid my head right here, leaning back that way, looking at the stars.
Yeah. Best position.
And this was like, I'm not gonna lie, this was the first time I've ever had DMT.
Yeah.
Ever since then, it's been out of pins, but that time, the thing that weirded me out the most was him mumbling to himself. Because he sat there and he opened the container, he poured it onto a piece of paper so he could like funnel it. And he funneled it, mumbled him to himself like, "No, not yet." Fumbled it.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That's about 2 people's worth, is what he said.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay.
Then he heated up the rig, and I'm holding the rig, and I'm just like, fuck it.
God. Yeah.
In my head, I'm just like, fuck it. This is not gonna hurt me. If anything, it's gonna show me something. It's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
It was heated up. He goes, hit it. I go, and I inhale until it's all gone.
Yeah.
I hand him the rig because I'm like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact on this shit, you just like, at some point you lose control. So I just go until it's all gone, hand him the rig and go, I hold my breath. I just fucking hold it.
Oh my god, yeah.
I held it for 45 seconds before at one point, like 30 seconds in, I forgot how to breathe. 45 seconds, I breathed it out. And then I started seeing some shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I had my friend. If this is a roof, what I'm leaning against is the roof, and my head's right here. My friend is right here. The dude is right here. They're like right next to me. And the second I let out my breath, 5 seconds later, they stopped being people.
Yeah, the change, yeah.
No, I'm looking at the starry night sky, and there's a one red dot, and it pulls itself into the center of my attention, like a fucking UFO. And I'm looking at it. Everything turns into a grid, and then the grid surrounds the two people beside me, and like turns them into the Asiana like guardian protectors, like the two lion protectors.
Yeah.
At any Asian restaurant where it's like one on this side of the door, one on this side of the door for a protector. And I'm looking straight up, but I see them beside me, and I go, "Show me what you got."
Yeah.
I was comfortable enough that I was like, "This is my protector. This is my protector." They're literally looking like my protectors. Red dot. What do you have to show me? And then I cannot put into words what I saw. And the weirdest thing is, I could try to describe it. If you look at like a grid, like a lines down, lines across grid.
Yeah.
In the center was one red dot. But this red dot would move the center of the grid across my vision. And when it moved the center of the grid, it would then, instead of being a grid, would change the grid to like round out and focus on one other point. So it was a red dot here, and it was pointing at something.
Yeah.
And I can't describe what the fuck.
No, that makes perfect fucking sense, dude. Yeah, I think everyone that's done that type of shit has actually like experienced that in some way or some weird ass form, dude. Yeah, I actually get that. It's
the weirdest thing,
yeah.
The weirdest thing is like anyone who's never done it does not fucking understand. But anyone who's done it will instantly be like,
they get
yes,
because it's like you
and it's one of those weird, dude. It's one of those you even what I'm saying right now, it's not even describing anything I saw. Like it's describing very little.
Like 1% of what the 100% of what you actually witnessed. Yeah, it's like.
But like anyone who's done it can be like 90%, 98% of the people who's ever done it, there's no words for it. There's no words for it. You can say what you saw, bless you. You can say what you saw, but you can't say like what you experienced. And only the people who have experienced it can relate to that.
Yeah.
And I'm done I'm done venting in a way. Or not venting, but just there's
storytelling.
There's so much. The worst thing is this happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And I'm still trying to comprehend in my own thoughts what the fuck happened. Because I know what happened.
Yeah.
I know what happened. But I'm still trying to comprehend it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like when we get into like the type of quantum realm type shit, because that's when like shit that shouldn't exist and shouldn't be comparable or compatible somehow is. somehow can exist within one another, and then you just don't know how to explain it to regular people because it's like it is something literally beyond our understanding unless you have something that can boost your shit to understand it. And it is fuck. Yeah, I understand.
I'm not
that.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
I partially believe there is so much more at work.
Yeah.
Not even like everyone's like, oh, there's so much more work from God and everything, and I'm just sitting there going, there's so much more, so much more at work. Not even God. Not even there's there's
Stuff that we
other.
can't even comprehend. Yeah.
Okay, this is
And
gonna
if you
sound
just call
fucking
it
hippie.
God, I mean, yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
good enough. But like,
No,
there's stuff that's just
this is
beyond
good.
us.
There's I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound fucking hippie and trippy. There is other dimensions. There is breaks in time.
Yeah.
You can go back in time. You can
No
literally.
doubt.
I went back in time with one of my friends.
I was gonna say
We literally sat there and we talked about what happened, and we literally. It wasn't one of those like, oh yeah, no, that happened to me too. It was one
Have you ever
of
been
those.
on a fire trip though?
This happened multiple times.
There's some shit that like I've been through as a child that I just cannot explain to others until I actually witness this shit through like psychedelics and shit. And then now I'm just like, yeah, I know what that shit's like. And you can't explain it to one like you can't explain it to someone else because it is your own personal experience.
I personally I don't like to explain psychedelics. I like to share them. I like to share
explain them too, honestly.
that way. Well, I like to like briefly explain them, but like I don't feel like I can explain them. I feel like I can explain my experiences, and I go instead of just telling you, or instead of just saying what it is, or saying you should believe me, or like this is also what my friends believe. Instead of being like, hey, I got this, you want to buy it from me, I'll sell it to you. It's one of those, hey, I will share it with you. All you have to do is pay what I had to get it.
Yeah.
And it's the basic shit. That way there's no money loss, and it's take it with me. Take it with me. Let's, even if we don't see the same things, we can experience it, and we can understand. And it's so much that you can't understand unless if you've done it.
Yeah. You can't appreciate the beauty of something if it's like going by 150 miles an hour and you're just like, hey, I can't appreciate that. But like when you got something to help you slow it down and let you see the whole picture go by you.
I've honestly one day, one of my favorite things to do that I haven't done in so long is just day trip, like at noon, be tripping or on shrooms, on acid, on anything.
Dude, that's
out in the woods on a fucking sunny day.
Yeah. Dude, did I ever tell you about my time at Taco Bell? Did I ever tell you that? Okay. This should be good then. This should be entertaining. So
okay,
I took
real quick.
Before
you continue, I'm actually going to take a tap and a half. So.
Wait. I don't have anything left.
boy,
All we got is alcohol. All we got is alcohol, dude.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm only going to take it because I'm honestly, I'm not going to lie, last weekend, I took one tab one day, and the next day I took, I think, 8.
Yep.
Yeah, I took out the bottom of my first run, dude, and I was listening to fucking YouTube in slow motion, listening to the tunes of notes go by and shit, so...
I mean, I took half a tab yesterday.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and do that. I'll just count down and just do...
I'll be drinking with you. I'll be drinking with you, but I'm still...
Are you gonna get crossfaded then, I'm guessing?
I'm not smoking, but I will be crossing with...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I probably... My thing is, there's some things that mix, and there's some things, in my opinion, that
Yeah.
You could have some uppers and downers, but you pick one majority.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't 50-50 mix them. You don't 60-40 mix them. You like 70-30 max mix them.
Yeah. All right. Well, you do yours. I will do mine. Because at the moment, that's
I'm
all
also
I have.
running out of shit to drink, so.
Shiznit. Okay, that's understandable. But yeah, I'll do mine.
And
I'll
I
do
got
20.
let's see, this
do
is my
30.
last mixed drink of tequila. There's like 3 shots in that. And then I got a 7 or 10 shots and a chocolate liqueur. And then I got a Modelo, and that's all I got.
Wait. Wasn't that chocolate liqueur making you fucking sick the night though?
Yesterday, yes.
Gosh, stop being human. You don't want to do that, dude. I mean, come on. You don't want to be like throwing that shit out.
It's not making me sick. The problem was I was already sick to my stomach, and the chocolate liqueur is hella fucking sweet, which is why instead of drinking that, I'm gonna take a tab and a half.
Okay. Alright. I mean, yeah. I mean,
admittedly, it's already really fucking late for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It's almost 5 a.m.
1:51. It's
almost
5
a.m.
for me. It's 9 minutes till, and it's like almost 2 in the morning, and like
It's actually 8 minutes till, but yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no, it's 9. It's 9. It's not. Wait, no, it just 8. Okay. Yeah, you went to
Yeah, fuck you. I'm not incorrect. I'm only I'm only 4 hours ahead of you.
Yeah, no. I know who you are, but you're gonna witness some shit. So just prepare. If you're not ready for cringe, then leave. Not you, that person.
Oh, them.
And the wine dude, he already knows what's up. I mean, he's been here.
Oh, by the way,
so, you know.
hey Bash. I'm gonna send you a picture because this is one of the most funniest, other than the Grateful Dead bears. This is one of the most funniest tabs I've ever seen. So I'm gonna send you a quick picture.
Boy. Yeah, boy. Good and giving me a good old rub. I'm gonna start my 35.
I'll be right back then.
Do you
I have to.
Did you start a call?